Welcome to B.A.Showoff, the Dance Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Becky.
And I'm Alexandra. And whether you're a dance coach, dance parent, or a dancer yourself, this is the show for you.
Today we're sitting with the legendary dancer Marley Blanchard, former member of the Ohio State dance team and St. Thomas More dance team. Welcome, Marley. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're so excited to have you. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got into dance and dance team?
Yes, so my name is Marley. I'm from Louisiana. My mom and her sister were actually dancers their whole life. They both cheered for the Saints. So I come from a lot of dancers. And my nanny was my dance teacher, my first dance teacher. So that's how I got into it. I started competing at 7. And then I was on my high school dance team. And then I went to Ohio State.
And what was your high school dance team?
I went to St. Thomas More Catholic High School.
Very cool. So you were there many years of them winning.
I was. I got a few championships with them. Yes.
What years were you on the team?
Oh, Lord. 2020 I graduated, so 2016 to 2020
Oh, wow.
in high school, yeah.
So how has UDA changed from when you started in high school to what it's like now?
So it's changed so much. But in high school, I feel like dance team was popular. It's popular in Louisiana, but I feel like it's really taken off since my sophomore year of college. It's just exploded, and dance team is huge now, and it's getting a lot of hype and recognition, which it deserves, but it's so different from high school.
Did you get to get into Ohio because of St. Thomas? You think that you had a path into Ohio through that?
Yeah. So at my home, not what would it be, camp?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my camp, my junior year, Melissa actually taught at the camp in New Orleans, the one that I was at.
Like a master's camp?
Yeah, the one that I was at, and I took her master class, and she came and spoke to the team, and I was like, I need to go there. Then thankfully it worked out for me.
So, because now, like we were talking before, the combine, tribe, and all these different combines, it's a great tool for kids to recruit, but it wasn't like that before.
No.
So how was it when you were in high school? How was that recruiting process to get onto the dance team?
I would say it was a little, well, recruiting wasn't very popular. I want to say that there was only a few teams that were recruiting at the time, and Ohio State was one of them. I think it was the second year Ohio State started recruiting. So for me, I kind of just started getting in touch with Melissa. I went to 2 clinics for Ohio State. That was it. And I mean, that was enough for me, but now it's you have to start so early. You have to start going to clinics as early as possible. Yeah,
I tell my kids sophomore year. Sophomore year they should start already.
You should start looking at teams, seeing what your vibe is, where you want to go, where you want to be.
Yeah,
Did you look at other teams, or was Ohio it?
I mean, I'm from Louisiana, so I think I went to maybe 2 Tiger Girl clinics, but I love pom and jazz, and I was wanting to get out of state, so I was blessed to end up on a really good dance team like Ohio State. Yeah.
So you've seen the progress that's happened with the dance team, especially with college dance team, and I think that you were a huge part of that explosion that's happened with college dance teams. So what has that been like? Tell me about it.
I feel like it's really great for the dance team world to be getting recognition, because I feel like a lot of, especially studio dancers, not that you kind of write off dance team in any way, but you think even I, whenever I was looking at colleges, I was do I want to go into a company or more commercial style? But I knew I loved being at football games. I loved being at a huge Big Ten school. So I feel like it's just opened the doors for so many dancers, regardless of your background. That dance team is a possibility for you.
And from dancing on high school to dancing in college, was dance something that you wanted to do in the future, or was it just okay, I'll just do it, whatever?
I've always loved dance. I want to dance for as long as I can, but I don't think I was ever really interested in moving to New York or LA and doing the commercial route. I knew I loved to teach, and I've always loved to choreograph, so I feel that was something I was a little bit more passionate about. But I also love to perform, so I'm happy I got to do that in college at such a high level, because performing is my favorite thing.
And your senior year, you choreographed your home routine, right?
I did, yes. I did with 2 girls on my team, Diana and Bennett, and we were just home in Columbus all summer. I think I went to Louisiana for like maybe 3 days, but I was just parked in Columbus working on that home routine.
And what was that like? And how did you even like go to Melissa, present that to her?
It was
idea?
a funny process because we were like it was my senior year, so we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do for home routine. And I was like, we have talented brains, like we can do it ourselves. And Melissa was like, I don't know, like maybe we should like find some outside sources. And I was like, no, Melissa, like I really think we can do this. I think we can do it ourselves. So we started the process, and it was kind of shaky at first, and she was like, are you guys sure? Like we can find a choreographer right now. And I was like, no, we can do it. And we did it, and it was like the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
It was a great routine. I mean, it went viral.
Yeah, I was like so proud of it. I still watch it. We were texting in the group chat the other day, me, Bennett, Diana, Melissa, and we were like, this is good. Like, we did a really good job. So that was super fun.
And it's kind of stress. I mean, there's stress with it, but it's a little bit more stress-free because it's not nationals.
Right,
But
right.
it's, it's home routine, so you
Yeah.
want to do good, but, what a great opportunity to do something different.
Yeah, like we would never choreograph a nationals routine ourselves. I mean, we could, but like it was just fun experience to do that, like working with all my best friends. Like it's easy because we know what skills the girls on the team have, so it was a pretty simple process whenever it came to choreographing it on them.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys are a nationally known team,
Yeah.
and you guys, I mean, there's all eyes on you guys. So,
It was so
I mean,
fun.
that's a lot of pressure, but
It
you guys
was.
did amazing.
Yeah, I feel like it gave, especially me, like, not especially me, but me, Diana, and Bennett, a good platform for, like, knowing that, like, we can choreograph and, like, we enjoy the process. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, it was
How
fun.
long ago did you graduate from Ohio?
I graduated in May of 2024.
Okay, so you're just recently graduated.
Yeah.
So you, like I said before, you were part of dance team, like really being put on the map.
Mm-hmm.
What was that process like going from your freshman year through to your high school years, like being on Ohio, the training, the choreographers? What was all that like?
Yeah. So my freshman year, it was COVID. So I feel like every year I've been on the team, it like gradually blew up a little bit more. Like freshman year, I remember it was not stress-free because I was a freshman. I had no idea what was going on. But I would like walk out into the arena for nationals and like it was like barely filled. It was just our fans. And so that was nice. And then my sophomore year, we had Shannon Mather. We worked with her, and she did my solos growing up. So that was awesome for me because I was super excited to work with her. And I feel like my sophomore year is when dance teams started blowing up. So after that, we had Shannon again, amazing, and then Travis my senior year. So.
Who correct your freshman? Was Shannon that did your freshman year?
No, Rudy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, that one was fun too.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys had great dances, great choreographers
Yeah.
every year, and
we
so
got
different.
super lucky. Yeah.
And we had, on the podcast with Melissa not too long ago, and we talked about that, how she's constantly changing the choreographers. So that's a cool experience. But as a dancer, what do you think that's like? Do you think it's better to have the same consistent choreographer, or did you like changing it up?
I think it was hard for me because I love Shannon. Like I was like, oh, I could do her nationals routines forever. And so I was like nervous to work with Travis. I know he's so amazing, but I had never really taken class from him before. So I feel like that's where some nerves stem from. But he like fostered a great environment for us. Like it was such an amazing experience. And the second he came to Ohio State, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I have no doubts. So.
And it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. So good.
Such a cool routine, and so different from the ones that Shannon had done. So
Yeah, they were both equally as amazing, but like so different. Yeah, and I hadn't like done that style really before, so I was like, I love this.
And
This
you were
great.
injured your senior year, right?
I was.
And
Yeah.
what was that? How was that? I mean, I'm sure that was also just a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Like, I need to perform.
It was a lot of pressure, but I also feel like there was so much adrenaline and like nerves and chaos involved. Like I wasn't thinking about it too much, but yeah, I hurt my foot January 7th, and then we competed on like what, the 16th, the 14th, something like that. So I had like a few days to get my life together.
And when you're on the stage, the adrenaline kicks in. You don't even realize it.
No, I would have my trainer was like, you take your boot off like basically as you're walking on to the stage. So I was like backstage in a boot. I would go to a practice mat, take it off, put it back on, take it off. I was like, this is chaos.
Yeah, but it's your senior year.
Oh, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Melissa was like, are you going to do this? I was like, I'm going to do this. I will be doing
Have to do
this.
it.
Yeah.
So since you graduated from college, what has your dance world been like?
A lot of choreography, a lot of teaching. I teach at 2 studios in Dallas, and I love it. I love working with kids. I work with a lot of kids, actually. And then I do a lot of choreography for high school teams, college teams, all the things. I can't escape it.
Did you go back this year when Ohio was working with Ricky? Did you go back and see the routine and give feedback? Or did you wait till Nationals to see it?
I was like trying to. So I went to Columbus a few times after they had learned their Nationals routines, and I went to practice, but I had seen Palm, and I was like trying to make it to a practice where I could see Jazz, but it never worked out, and I knew I wanted to see it in person the first time I saw it, but it was hard for me to like not reach for a video, but I didn't see the dance until the national stage.
Oh, wow.
I know.
What was that like? Were you like, did you expect anything?
I was crying, like before they even walked on stage, but it was such an amazing routine. I was like, this routine is so cool and different and creative. I'm happy I waited till I could like see it live. And I got to see it live, and I got to see the evolution of it, even in a weekend. So that was super fun for me as well.
So you haven't gone back really to help the team? Like you haven't, been able to assist with that?
I helped out with like the camps the summer after I graduated. So that was fun, like being able to teach like at an Ohio State camp. A little Marley would have not expected that. So that was super fun, and I'm thankful I got that opportunity. And then, I came back a few times, like went to practices and watched a little bit, but no, not as much as I would like.
And what's the experience like working with Carson? Because I see her palm routines, and I am floored every year with the things that she does. What's that like?
It's a long process, but I mean, obviously it pays off, and the end result is crazy good. But I want to say we work on palm for like a week straight, like the choreography process, and it's a lot of just standing around doing this again. She's such a perfectionist, and her brain is like crazy good. So it's a long process, but it's really rewarding.
We work with Sammy, and they work together,
right.
So I'm sure their process is very similar. And same thing happens with us. They'll sit around for 20 minutes and nobody's moving, and she's just like so focused. And then she'll do 4 counts, and they'll do it over and over again, and
until
move
it's perfect,
over here, over here. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like I feel like a lot of times with choreography that you have to like set in a few days, then like you have to go back and change so many things. But they're such perfectionists, like you don't have to really change that much, which is good.
Because they won't move on until
it's
that
what
looks
they
exactly
want.
what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that process is long, and it's taken time for like my team to get used to. So I'm sure it was for you guys too. The first time you worked with her, you're probably like, okay, what are we doing?
Right. Well, my high school coach, she was like our palm choreographer, so that was honestly a really long process as well, because she would choreograph it over like a month span. She would be like, oh, I don't like that part, let's redo it. So kind of similar, but still so different.
I feel like being a coach, having to choreograph is so difficult.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at your same product every day for months.
Mm-hmm. Jenny Matthews was my high school coach. She was also my studio owner, so she taught me in the studio. She taught my high school team, and she did like our palm choreography. Yeah, she did it all.
Was she on St. Thomas when she was young?
Yes, she was. She was on St. Thomas More, and she was also Tiger Girl.
Yeah, so she's got experience.
Oh yeah, she's got a lot of experience.
How long has she been coaching St. Thomas?
Oh, I think it's like around 13 years. She's going to be so mad at me if she sees this and I'm wrong, but she's been doing it for a while.
Because,
she has a lot of championships.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I remember when I started going to UDA, St. Thomas had already been going for several years, and they were like, the most iconic team. I mean, and the fact that they've been able to keep that, they're one of the few teams that since then are still on top.
I think they're like the most decorated like team at UDA.
Yeah.
They have like over 30 national championships.
Yeah, which is crazy. And back to like hip hop and I'm not hip hop, palm and jazz, like just back to back.
It's crazy.
And that's always been like that. I mean, I'm telling you, since I would go and we would walk into UDA not knowing anybody, and they were there and be like, wow. So I'm sure she was on the team when I used to take my kids.
Yeah, probably. But they're both, Kelly and Jenny are so iconic, and they're so good at what they do. And
I love that they always bring something completely different.
Yeah, they're really good at that. Like, this year they had Shannon do their nationals routine, which was like a first time for them, and that dance was so beautiful. But they're really good at keeping things fresh, and like Jenny has a good eye for like knowing what things need to be and how they need to get done. So.
And how does St. Thomas recruit? Because you guys are a small school.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to recruit dancers.
School. And you're a little private school too.
We are, like, I think my graduating class had like 200 people in it, something like that. But yeah, really, really small school. So I would say Lafayette in general, where I'm from, has a lot of good studios, a lot of good dancers, which is nice. So Turlings is also in Lafayette, and they have a really good dance team as well. But the recruitment process, it's like if you go to STM and you know how to dance, like you want to be a sparkler. Like,
yeah.
That's just like, I grew up like looking at the sparklers, going to camp since I was like 7 years old. I would go to a little sparkler camp. So if you were in the area, it's like that was your dream, that was your goal.
And there's a lot of good dance teams over there. I mean,
in Louisiana, like southern Louisiana has so many dance teams.
Yeah, dance is a big deal over there.
Huge deal.
Yeah, here in Miami, it's grown a lot, and we have a lot of dance teams here in Miami too. But I think over there, you guys are like crazy.
Especially at UDA, I'm like, oh, another Louisiana team. There's a lot of them here.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Every year, another one pops up.
Oh yeah, and they're all pretty good.
And they're all in D2, right?
Most of them are, because Turlings, I think, is D2. St. Thomas More is D2. So,
yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, and
St. Joseph's, right?
St. Joseph's.
Yeah. There's a lot.
And they're all little private schools, so.
Yeah.
Actually,
all of us.
I know there's another one that's not small, but I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, I know that you guys do have that, so that's cool because that means that there's a lot of talent around
in the
there.
area. Yeah, there's a lot of good studios. So.
So does she recruit at all, or the kids just want to come?
I mean, you like technically can't recruit, but like Jenny was my dance teacher since I was 7, and like when it was coming time for like dance team, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do dance team. Jenny was like, you need to come.
You're gonna do dance team.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'm coming. Yeah, and I loved it. Like that's what sparked my interest in dance team. Like I wouldn't have gone to Ohio State, I wouldn't have gotten those opportunities if it wasn't for my high school
team.
Well,
and dance teams evolved so much in the last few years. It really has. Like I think I've always said it that I think TikTok has made it blow up.
Yeah.
completely.
Oh my gosh. My junior year, TikTok was starting to blow up. And by the time it was my senior year, I was like, I can't go on this app. I'm logged off for the weekend. It's so bad.
Yeah, because once you get on there, there's no getting you off. It's
I'm like in the comments. I'm like, what do these people have to say about me? I don't need to be looking at that while I'm competing, but I was. Yeah.
Well, it's entertaining for sure. So
entertaining.
So when you left St. Thomas, you started with Ohio. Now you're not in studio anymore. So how did you continue training once you were in the college dance team world?
So Melissa and our coaches do like a really, really good job of getting a lot of choreographers to come in so that we can take class. So we had like, many choreographers come in. We would do master classes, and a lot of girls on our team like to choreograph. So we would like, certain practices we would have girls like come up with dances to teach the team. That way it like helps us learn how to teach to like a group of people and like exercise our choreography skills. So we were still training. We would do ballet like 3 times a week. We would do those little master classes. We were dancing all the time.
And you guys have an amazing facility over there. So
Oh yeah, we have our own facility. It's so beautiful. Our own locker room. We're blessed over there. We get a lot from Ohio State.
You have like that little theater room. That's amazing. So what does she use that for?
Like the TVs and everything. So we have 2 big TVs in our facility. One is for us to like slow-mo watch our videos back during nationals, nitpick everything. And the other one, if we're like having like a lunch or a dinner or something, we'll like turn on the TV and watch whatever we want, Netflix, doesn't matter, whatever's on. Or whenever it's closer to national season, we'll have like a little meeting where we watch all of our dances from the past, other teams that are like inspiring really well known. It's just so that we can like, especially good for the freshmen to know what they're getting themselves into, because now there's a lot of studio dancers like making it on college dance teams, and like they don't know what UDA is like. So
no idea.
Trying to like watch back videos.
Yeah. The studio dancers that want to do dance team, they definitely should go to UDA before.
Yeah, like even just to watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, people are always asking me, they're like, should I quit my studio and like join a dance team? I'm like, you don't have to do that.
No.
Don't do that. Yeah. No, like as long
But
as you're
go watch.
dancing and you're training and you're like trying to learn, that's the right path.
So that was my next question, because that's another thing that a lot of dancers, they start struggling, once they're on dance teams,
Right.
their studio, the balancing. Were you able to balance both? I mean, your coach was your teacher, so that's a little bit easier.
I was lucky because she would make both of our schedules. So she knew that I was practicing for sparklers right after school, and then I was going to the studio till like 9 p.m. So she set up that schedule for us, so it worked. But I know in a lot of cases it doesn't, and a lot of dancers like struggle with trying to choose between their high school dance team and then their studio. But I feel like as long as you're training, like as a dancer, you're pushing style, you're pushing like your own, I don't even know what it would be, like you're just trying to grow as a dancer, not so worried about like the tricks and the skills and all of that. Like you're fine. That's what you need to do. You just need to be growing as a dancer.
Yeah, and if you go watch UDA, or you should go up there in person to see what it's like, you'll get that experience.
You'll know, yeah. And like these top dance teams, like yeah, they have great skills, but like they're performers. They're really good dancers. Like you could throw them into like any genre class and they would be amazing. So I feel like that's what's super important. A lot of dancers like get caught up in the skills. They're like, I need to have my front aerial, my 540, and I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you just need to know how to dance and like work on your technique.
Well, and I feel like it's a lot easier to teach a student how to do
Yeah.
a trick versus I need to teach you your technique. I need to teach you how
Style,
to move,
like how to move your
style.
body.
So it's so much easier, and dancers don't understand that yeah, of course it helps if you have all these tricks, but if we really need you to have it,
Yeah,
we'll drill it with
right,
you. We'll
exactly.
work on it with you.
Like if they like you as a dancer enough to like take you on the team, like they'll help you with the skills. Like I promise that's not your 540's not making your college dance team. So yeah.
When you were in dance team, were like those crazy skills like such a big deal? Like
No,
did
like
you guys even try doing those? Because I mean, those things have gotten out of control.
no. I feel like my high school dance team, we have our skill set, but like we're really like Jenny loves like a great performer, a really strong dancer, so like that's what we kind of focused on. Of course we like hit the score sheet on the skills like where we needed to, but I mean I can jump and I can turn, but I can't do all these crazy things that people are doing now.
Yeah, no, nowadays it's crazy.
I'm like, if I went to a Tribe 99 combine, I would be scared. Doing the 4x8, I'm like, oh
I
my
know.
gosh, that's scary.
No, and
Yeah.
I feel like now choreography has evolved into like, now you don't even really need to be throwing all of those tricks to score high on the sheet anymore.
As long as you're, like the choreography scores are like, everybody's upping their choreography game. So it's like, that's what's increasing a lot of.
Well, and I'm glad that
score.
now we're bringing back style into
Yeah,
UDA again.
yeah.
And just dance in general, because I
Right.
think for a long time we got off the track of
Like,
like
very cookie cutter.
right,
Yeah.
like, we need to hit these check boxes, have these amount of turns, this amount of skill,
Right.
and now we're going back into the style aspect
Yeah.
of it and pushing the boundaries
I love
of style.
it. I love how it's evolving.
Yeah. No, and you have to be daring. Like, you've got to, like, okay, I want to make sure that I hit the score sheet, but what can I do to be different, to
Right,
show
like, you
off
have
what
to
we're
push
strong in?
innovation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
While
that's not
like
easy.
trying to score well, and you kind of have to take a chance like at a certain point, like if they don't like it, they don't like
Yeah.
it, but
Right.
here it is, here we are, ready to compete.
Well, I think once you get to a certain level, you could do that a little bit more. Like the teams who are rising up,
It's hard.
It's hard.
And it's
hard.
like stressful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't know how it's going to be.
Exactly, and you're not well known enough to take a chance, and people are gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
You know,
like,
no,
no.
But once you get your name out there, you could take those chances because people are watching you, and
Yeah.
they're like, they want to follow what you do.
They
so.
want, yeah.
And I think that that's where like Ohio's at. Like, she could make those choices, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. And she has like talented dancers that she
Exactly.
could go off the wall with choreography and they'd make it look
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
It's evolved, and I love the route that it has taken, because from where I started to now, it's a completely different
Yeah,
competition.
it's so entertaining.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love it.
So, Marley, something that we haven't really talked about here yet, but I know that you have some knowledge on, is NILs. Can you talk
Yes.
to our viewers about what an NIL is, how it benefits a dancer?
Right. So an NIL is like a sponsorship kind of type deal. So it was started whenever I was like a sophomore or a junior in college, and I feel like it's a really huge way, especially if you're like on a spirit team or something that really doesn't get scholarships in college. Like, it's a nice way to get money, to get, like, market yourself and, like, brand yourself a little bit more, just to, like, profit off of, like, what would that word
What you're
be?
doing.
Yeah.
Your talent.
Yeah. So that's basically NIL, but there's so many things. Like, I would love just getting, like, this is so dumb, but, like, free products from brands, like, free goodies and, like, all the things. So I would enjoy that. But now it's huge. Like, people can make one Instagram post for this brand and make so much money off of it. So I think that that's huge.
Yeah.
Does the school have to approve that?
Yeah, so it kind of, you have to relay it to the school before you do anything. It's like a process.
Yeah, and I know that not all schools offer it.
No.
So that's a big thing, especially when dancers are choosing what school to go to, if that's
Right.
something they're interested in, something
Yeah.
they might need.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and it's now
honestly.
expanded into the dance world.
Yeah,
which
which is
before
nice.
it didn't.
Does the school allow it for the team to do it or just individuals?
No, you can do team or individually. So I know Ohio State, like, we do some NIL deals, like, as a team, but then a lot of girls, like, branch off on their own and, like, profit off of just, like, themselves. So
And it's something the dancer does on their own, or is it
Yeah.
something like Melissa helps you guys do?
no, the dancer usually does it on their own. Melissa will know about it, and, like, the school will know about it, but you can kind of go as big as you want to with NIL, which is fun and cool.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness.
Yes, yeah.
So the ability to use your name,
Your image, your likeness. Yeah.
No, and it's a really cool thing for dancers to know now because of that. Because
Right.
you know, when choosing a college, you have to know what it is that you're going to be able to put into it.
Right, yeah. It's huge. But
So what advice do you have to dancers who, they've never done that and they're looking into it or they want to do it? What advice do you have?
so I feel like just, like, doing social media things in general can be a little bit scary. Like, you're a little bit nervous to put yourself out there, whether it's, like, Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform it is. But I think that it's something that's so fun, and, like, I just feel like if they're getting into it, just not being afraid to post yourself, put yourself out there, and take advantage of all of these, like, opportunities that you have, because you can make so much money doing NIL.
And do you look for it yourself? Like, do you start reaching out or you usually they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I know whenever I was on Ohio State, we had, like, this app that would, like, have all of these brand deals on it, so we could kind of scroll through, see what is, like, part of our brand, what aligns with what we believe in. So we could pick and choose our NIL deals a little bit
That's
more.
cool.
Yeah.
And it's nice because when you're in college, you don't have time to go get jobs. You don't have time to
No.
but you need to make a little
You
extra
need
money
to make,
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and scholarships aren't always offered,
No.
and especially to dancers. You know, you aren't like the football team.
No, yeah.
But they get
no.
scholarships, and they're like, please come to our
Yeah,
school.
no, we don't get everything.
No, and when you
like
go out of state, you're paying that out of state tuition
Yeah.
and all that. So, it adds up. Here in Florida, that's one of the biggest issues that we have with the kids here in Miami is that there's so many schools in Florida, they don't
Right.
leave here because it's so expensive to go out of state.
Yeah.
But if they've got opportunities like that,
It's huge.
it's huge.
Yeah.
So they will consider it a little bit more.
Right, because you don't have time to work.
No,
Yeah.
no. When you're an athlete, you don't.
No. Some girls on our team make it work, and it's crazy. So Melissa has a studio. I worked there, like, 3 nights a week. And same thing, like, she knew our schedule, so it worked out a little bit better. But still, that was so hard, like,
Yeah,
just
and
even
it's-
working at a studio.
And that's just like, that's not as much money as you could be making
No.
if you weren't an athlete.
And
you have so much more time.
Yeah, like, all you have to do is post a little Instagram, and you make money. Say less. Like, why wouldn't everybody do that? Yeah, it's great.
On Ohio, you guys have great TikToks and great social media. So it's somebody on the team does that, or do you have an actual social marketing person? that does it?
So we have a social media committee. I was on the social media committee for 2 years, but basically it's like 5 or 6 people on the team, and our coach Katie runs it. And we have this huge Google sheet where we just throw out all of these ideas, like what's trending, what's going to do well, what our followers like to see. And it's run by the girls on the team. They shoot the content themselves. Whenever it comes to football games, we have, like, social media interns that, like, take pictures of us at the games, but ultimately, like, the girls on the team are the ones posting it
Yeah,
there.
you guys have great social media.
Yeah.
And, and it's
It's so
constantly,
good.
it moves like it's not like if you guys don't have anything happening for
Right.
weeks. It's like, every week there's something else
there's
going
something
on.
new, something trending. But I remember whenever I made the team, we didn't even have I don't even think we were close to 100,000 followers, and now Ohio State has over 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and people want to see what you guys are doing because, they want to follow what you're doing. So
And I feel like that's smart, like as a dancer and you want to go to a school, like you need to get a vibe for like what the team is going to be like, and having a strong social media presence helps show future dancers.
Yeah.
That's what you'd be getting into.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a good social media too.
Yeah, I have very similar. I have a social
Yeah.
media committee. They schedule posts. I have to approve them, and
Right.
they go through. But yeah, I mean, they're great. They sometimes I have to be on them.
Yeah.
You guys are probably a little better than that, but
Katie would get on us too. So
I'd be like, hello, there's been like 2 days where you guys
we haven't
haven't posted
done
something.
anything. Get on it. Yeah. No, we would be the same way.
Yeah, no, with social media nowadays, you have to continue. Like,
It has to be so consistent.
Yeah.
because if not, you lose your followers, and
They get
and with the
uninterested.
algorithms and how crazy that is, it's that's
Trying
the
to
most
figure it
important.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeping people interested and knowing what you're always doing.
Staying on the trends.
Staying on the trends. That's
Yeah.
the hardest part.
Yeah.
I had to get into TikTok.
You're like, and I'm back on social
I'm
media.
back on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do Snapchat. That's the only one I really.
It's like not really a thing anymore. I
No,
feel like right
no,
now.
that's the
It
only way
is
I
for
need-
like kids to chat. Like
Yeah.
they don't text message anymore.
Really?
They talk.
Well,
on
maybe it's just
Snapchat.
because I'm like not.
I'm
like
a
little bit
millennial.
removed.
I'm in the text messaging.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But-
feel like more so now, but
Yeah, that's the only one I never got into. I liked the little filters that was fun.
Yeah.
That would be entertaining. But
Yeah.
I never got into Snapchat, and I didn't even know I've ever posted anything on Snapchat. But the TikTok, I mean, I've never posted a single TikTok, but I am so entertained.
Oh,
I could
I
sit
could
there
just
forever.
scroll.
You're entertained by the TikTok.
Yes, by the
TikTok.
TikTok.
no, I could scroll on TikTok all day. It's so bad.
Yeah, all day long. It's just I laugh.
If I need information, I'm like going to TikTok.
Yeah.
I feel like I could learn everything
Yeah.
from there. Whenever it was college nationals
Yeah.
and TikTok got banned, I think I clicked the app like 5 times and it was like, this app is no
Yeah.
longer.
Oh no, that was crazy.
existing.
I think they did it on purpose.
I totally
of course,
think so.
whenever it's college dance team, like our
conspiracy.
biggest weekend of the year.
Yeah, it was a setup for
That's my
sure.
That's my
And-
favorite conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like the girls probably didn't need to see it either. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, like TikTok is so distracting when you're competing.
Yeah, no, I guess for them it was good that they didn't have it.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like if it tripled the amount of followers it got on that weekend, and then when it shut down and then it reopened, I think like the whole world just like
Yeah.
back on.
Even just the audience that went to UDA this year was unbelievable. There was no
that
space.
day it was raining.
Yeah.
And everybody was in the facility. We were sitting on the stairs in the third row.
Including the soccer players.
Yeah.
Did they-
They were coming watch.
when I got there, I walked in and I was able to find 2 seats in the middle, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
So me and my other coach sat there, and we were like, okay, now we can't move.
You can't move. You have
Can't
to
move.
park it there.
We were
all
there.
day.
We canceled our rehearsals that whole day. Whenever we
'Cause you
need to go to
can't
the
move.
bathroom, we'd like call our dancers down and we'd be like, "Hey,
Sit-
2 people need
sit in our
to sit here,"
spot.
and we'd be like, "Sit."
People were
Yeah.
trying to buy seats.
There was somebody that was offering $800.
What?
Yeah.
He was like, "Can you guys move for $800?" We're like, "No."
I would have been like, sure, actually.
That's what I told. I would have totally taken. I have my seats. I'll go sit in the stairs.
I saw girls that got there at like 6 a.m. and like ran to get seats at the front and like stayed there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just watching.
There were these 2 people in front of me that they were parents, and I want to say they were seeing like Tennessee cheer. I don't know what it was, but it was like the second to last like category,
And they got there so early.
and they were there the entire day. The people performed. They yay left. I was like, you really were sitting there that
What?
entire time
Yeah.
for that.
for that.
Wow.
I just kept going to the fan section.
Yeah.
I'd come back around fan
make
section
laps.
again.
Well, that's the thing. When we were watching Ohio State, like, I was looking around at all the people in our fan section. I was like, these people definitely don't have any relationship with anybody on the team, but I'm here for it. Like,
Yeah, and that's it. Like when LSU was going Ohio
Yeah.
State, I'll just going
Just
around and
Circles, yeah.
people would like throw on a different T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
You just have to go. You have to be neutral. I had like on a black T-shirt,
Yeah.
and I was there
around.
next
Like
to
the security
everybody.
guard was like, "Weren't you just here?" I was like, "Nope."
No, I have a lot of teams. Yeah.
But that was the only way you could watch anything, because I had seats on the side, and if you're paying money to be in there, I don't want to watch it on the screen.
No.
Because you're having to watch, on the screen, so you don't see it from the side.
Yeah.
And I was like, forget it. And I would just went around every team that I wanted to see. I was there cheering for them
in the
front.
arena the first day. I was like all the way in the back of the arena watching Jazz. I was like, I'm gonna take it in from afar today. I'll be in the front next time. Yeah.
That it was impressive to see, what that was like. I'm hoping they do something to make it better next year.
Oh yeah.
Because
they definitely.
It's just growing. It's not gonna be
the
smaller.
problem was just combining cheer and dance like back to back like that. They would alternate. I think that just made it more difficult.
But they've always had that, so I don't think. It's just, I think it's
because
blown up.
It's blown up.
Everybody wanted to be, and then when they came out with TikTok was going to get banned.
Yeah, that definitely made it worse.
Yeah, everybody's like, we need to go.
There was just a lot of
we
problems.
need to be there. Yeah.
There's just a lot of problems.
And like the live stream was like overwhelmed. Like the live stream broke.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and you pay for that live stream and then you don't get it, and
A live stream's not cheap.
no, it's not. It's not, and then you forget to cancel it.
Yeah, they charge you like $50.
Yeah, and then the following year it's like, oh, you want to renew, and you're like, I didn't even know I still had this.
I don't want to renew.
So yeah, I know it's happened to me a couple of times that I've had it for months, and I'm not like right now. I'm sure I didn't cancel.
We can cancel it after this.
I'm gonna
It's all
remember to do
cancel.
that.
This is our reminder.
Right here.
Cancel.
Sorry, Varsity.
Varsity. Sorry, we love you.
We'll be back on. Don't worry.
So anyway, so going back to what you're doing now. So graduated from college. What are your plans for your future with dance?
So, like I said, I feel like I'm still very agile. I still like to dance. I can still move my body. So I hope to like one day be able to perform again in whatever capacity that is. I mean, I live in Dallas, so there's a lot of like pro style classes in the area that I love taking. It's been a real like transition for me. I'm like, it's pom, but it's not pom.
Yeah.
It's like so sidelining, but it's so fun, and like I love to perform and I love to take class. And you don't like, there's not many states where there's like a lot of adult classes, but I feel like in Texas, like Dallas, there is. So I'm in class like 3 days a week, and I love it. I'm there taking class, learning, growing. Still exercising.
Does DCC, do they have like, I know that they have prep classes, but do they have classes all year long like that?
So DCC's prep classes start in like November, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, but around that time, and then they go till like May. So
so they have
every
a lot.
week, Friday, yeah. But there's this girl named Jennifer Ambern, and she has prep classes every week. So I've been taking her classes, and she has a little thing called Make It Pro, and it's like a little group of girls that we all meet on Tuesdays, and they're all like graduated college, trying out for pro teams, and that's been like my whole friend group in Dallas. I met so many friends. They're all dancers, and they're great. So I'm thankful for the dance community.
Yeah.
And are you hoping to try out for DCC?
I definitely would be interested in like trying out for NFL team. I love the Dolphins too, so it depends on where my life takes me, but I would love to like dance on an NFL team one day. Like I said, my mom and her sister both dance for the Saints, so I've had pom-poms in my hand since I was like 3 years old.
Well, we'd love to have you here in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any opportunity I get to like dance and represent like a huge organization, I feel like is so awesome and rewarding, so I would take any opportunity I got.
And the dance team changes so much from high school to college to pro. It's
been
I mean, people who don't
lot of
know think it's the same,
transitions.
but it's not the same. It's very different.
Especially people, they like, Ohio State is a huge dance team, and they're like, oh, it's going to be so easy for you to just go and like be on an NFL team. I'm like, no, it's so different. The styles are different. It's huge.
The pro is like much more like sassy.
Yeah,
and,
it's so stylized.
Yeah.
I'm like so used to being like so strong. My facials are like so aggressive. And like Jennifer, she's been like training me all year. She's like, you perform so well, but like you can't. It's not college dance team.
You go from
Marley.
here to here.
Yeah, she's like, actually, you need to not dance that full hour. But it's been fun. Like it's challenging, and like I like a challenge, so I've been enjoying it.
And then you just got a new job as an assistant coach.
Yes.
So what has that been like?
So I just started, and we don't really get into the nitty-gritty until August, but I just got an assistant coach position with TCU in Fort Worth, So I'm so excited. They don't really compete yet. I think hopefully in the future they can get to that level where they can start competing, even if it's just in game day. They have an amazing game day. The dancers are so stylized, and I think what they do is so traditional and fun. So I would love for a competition to get to see like what TCU game day is like.
That's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting because you're going to be a part of it growing and, putting them on the map. So
yeah, I'm excited. They're already so iconic, so I'm excited to be there and just be a part of their journey as well.
And are they excited to do something different? Because sometimes you get stuck in your ways.
Yeah, I think change is hard in general. But yeah, they seem super open to it, really excited about it. Their dancers are super talented. So even if we don't compete for 5 years, like, that's fine. But I think just, like, growing and, like, a little mindset switch is good every now and then. So I'm excited for them.
So are you and balancing now, doing that, teaching, choreographing.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a busy bee.
That's good, though.
Yeah, but I like it. I'd rather that than be bored.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, no, and you're young still, so it's good that you're still young enough to be able to dance, and you're talented enough that you could choreograph.
Yeah,
and
I'm really blessed and thankful, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
I stay busy.
No, we're bringing you in so that you're going to be here helping us with our home routine, so I'm excited.
Yes, it'll be so good. It'll be so fun.
I'm excited. It's a couple of weeks still till we perform, but I'm excited.
It'll be really good.
Yeah.
I'll be doing my game day.
Yes, so soon. I'll be back in Miami.
We're
You
excited.
can't have enough of me over here.
No, maybe you'll decide to move over here.
Just
So.
stay.
Maybe.
We've been trying to convince Nathan Cherry to move over, so maybe we can.
Where does he?
We're like right there.
Where
with
does
him.
he live right now?
In LA.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're close.
We're almost there.
Well, he lived in Orlando, so he was right there, and then they just moved over to LA. So we're trying to get him back this way.
Right. That would be huge.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's so talented.
Gotta
Every time we
figure
talk
out
to him about it, he's like,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, that's me right
You
now.
might
I'm like,
convince
I
me.
love Miami. Maybe.
Yeah.
One day.
It's just expensive here, but
Yeah, that's my only thing. I'm like, Miami is fast paced and expensive.
Yeah. No, there's no.
We'll bring you in a
downtime.
lot. Don't worry.
I'm like, I'm gonna come dance with you guys all the time.
Well, Marley, it's been great having you. So we have some fun, easy questions that we want to ask you.
Okay.
So what is your go-to playlist now? What music do you listen to when you're just like, driving and just,
Yeah. So people ask me this all the time, and I'm like a podcast listener. Like, if I'm driving, I'm listening to podcasts. But if I'm listening to music, I like to stay on like the chill side. So like a lot of Lana Del Rey, Billie Eilish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
the chill girl.
So, of all of your Ohio State uniforms that you wore, what was your favorite?
Ohio State uniforms. My freshman year prom uniform, we had like this black, it was like leather looking, open back uniform. That was just gorgeous.
remember it.
Yeah, it was so pretty.
And what's your go-to energy drink or coffee?
7 Brew coffee, like I get an energy drink from there all the time. But if they don't have a 7 Brew, then I'll get an Alani. Yeah, so
Love an
good.
Alani.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker. I hate coffee. So, but I love an energy drink.
Oh, that's good because my husband would have offered you coffee and he didn't today, and he would have been so upset if you would have said no.
Well, good thing you didn't ask.
And how many championships do you have of all of your years at UDA?
I think it's 13 UDA National Championships and 2 World Championships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you go with St. Thomas to Worlds too, or just with Ohio?
So St. Thomas More went to Worlds the year after or 2 years after I graduated, something like that. Yeah. So I was lucky I got to do it with Ohio State, and that was like the best experience ever.
Yeah, that is a close.
That
race.
uniform is my favorite. It's got USA, and we got to keep it.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so
And it was
happy.
done special for World, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, what a great
Stunning.
experience.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a great dance team life, and you've gone through it all. So, we're going to keep our fingers crossed for you to do the NFL and hopefully
Thank
here
you.
Miami at some point.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
No, and
It's
thank you for
fun.
being with us.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us today on this episode of B.A.Showoff with Marley Blanchard.
And if you like what you heard, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to click on our link tree and fill out our Google form.
Thank you, Showoffs.
Bye.